Everyone believed the billionaire's baby had been born blind. The doctors confirmed it. Specialists gave up, and even his own father lost hope. For months, the child lived in silence, never reacting, never smiling, never seeing. But then, a new maid was hired. She had no medical training. She wasn't part of any team. She was just there to clean and help around the house. But what she noticed changed everything. One small moment during a simple bath revealed a truth that no one else had seen. And from that day on, nothing was ever the same again. The vast Whitmore mansion loomed like a shadowed monument to grief, its marble halls echoing with the hollow footsteps of a man shattered by loss. Andrew Whitmore, once a titan of industry whose decisions shaped empires, now paced the dim corridors, his world reduced to the fragile weight of his infant son, Eli. The helicopter crash that claimed his wife had stolen not just her light, but any spark from their child's eyes, or so the experts swore. Eli's gaze, wide and vacant, drifted through sunlit nurseries packed with vibrant toys that gathered dust, untouched by tiny hands. Andrew cradled him endlessly, whispering pleas into unresponsive silence, his strong hands trembling as he rattled colorful mobiles or cooed melodies in the hope of a single twitch, a fleeting glance. Yet Eli remained a statue, his soft breaths the only proof of life, his blank stare piercing Andrew's soul like an endless void. Mornings bled into one another in ritualistic despair. Andrew would lift Eli from the ornate crib, golden sunlight spilling across patterned rugs, and position him before shimmering mobiles that spun lazy arcs of red and blue. "Look, my boy," he'd murmur, voice cracking, shaking a silver rattle inches from those unblinking eyes. Eli's head lolled slightly, but no joy flickered, no curiosity stirred. The mansion's opulent quiet amplified every failure, the distant tick of grandfather clocks, the faint rustle of silk curtains undisturbed by play. Andrew's frustration simmered beneath grief. He'd pore over medical charts by midnight oil lamps, dialing specialists whose voices blurred into rote assurances. Irreversible. Give it time. Toys piled higher, plush bears with embroidered smiles, blocks etched in glowing neon. Yet Eli sat motionless on velvet playmats, his tiny fists unclenching into nothingness, as if the world beyond his skin ceased to exist. Nights deepened the torment. Andrew bathed Eli in the upstairs porcelain tub, steam rising like ghosts, reading fairy tales from leather-bound volumes his wife once cherished. Eli's skin warmed under gentle strokes, but his expression stayed ethereal, detached, eyes fixed on invisible horizons. Andrew's mind raced with doubts. Did his son sense the arms enveloping him, feel the rhythmic sway of a father's desperate love? The once vibrant home, alive with parties and laughter, now entombed Andrew in memories, empty cradles in guest wings, her perfume lingering on linens no one dared wash. He'd collapse into armchairs, staring at Eli's serene face, willing a miracle amid the mansion's oppressive hush, his business empire forgotten, his heart fracturing under the weight of isolation. Dawn painted the mansion's iron gates in pale gold as Valerie stepped from the chauffeured sedan, her modest bag clutched like a lifeline. Hired sight unseen for menial tasks, dusting chandeliers, polishing silver, she sensed the estate's chill before crossing the threshold. Vast foyers gleamed unnaturally, crystal vases pristine on mahogany sideboards, air thick with absence. The butler, gaunt and formal in starched black, led her through labyrinthine halls, kitchens vast as ballrooms, unused dining suites with linens starched to stiffness. "Mr. Whitmore values precision," he intoned, gesturing to a pinned schedule. Valerie nodded, her own ghosts stirring, a crib empty since her newborn's inexplicable passing, a flight from pitying eyes that drove her here to vanish in service. Her quarters nestled humbly upstairs, crisp linens, a lone window framing manicured lawns. Unpacking faded photos she never displayed, Valerie steeled herself. Work, endure, forget. Yet the mansion whispered unease. Passing a nursery door ajar, she glimpsed scattered toys amid shadowed murals of frolicking animals, silence unbroken. Afternoon duties drew her to the grand living room, where sunlight slanted across Persian rugs strewn with neglected playthings. A crimson bowl, a floppy-eared bear. Dusting shelves etched with family crests, her gaze snagged on a tiny form on the playmat. Eli, porcelain still, clutching a toy car with limp fingers, eyes gaping into ether. Valerie's breath hitched. Babies fidgeted, cooed, sought faces. This child evoked a deeper void, his stillness unnatural, evoking her own buried ache. The butler materialized. Eli, unresponsive, do not engage. She resumed wiping crystal decanters, but her pulse lingered on the boy, his unblinking stare mirroring a hollowness she knew too well. That evening, a bed in moonlight filtering through lace, Eli haunted her. Blank face, forgotten toy. Not pity, but an insistent pull. What trapped him so profoundly? Sleep evaded. Her resolve cracking. She'd come to clean, not to care, yet the mansion's secrets coiled around her heart. Days blurred into routine, Valerie gliding through polished corridors, her cloth-tracing banisters worn smooth by unseen hands. One hushed morning, she entered the living expanse, Eli perched unchanging on his mat, stuffed lamb dangling from slack grip. Cradling his feather-light warmth, she traversed to the dining chamber's glass expanse, transformed into a bathing altar, porcelain basin brimming with steam-kissed water, lavender suds blooming softly. Undressing him revealed faint imprints on pale limbs from prolonged stillness. She vowed gentler repositions. Lowering him into frothy embrace, Eli floated serene, bubbles caressing his chest like fleeting dreams. Sponge gliding in languid arcs over arms and belly, Valerie's thoughts wandered, his perpetual hush, the mansion's sterile perfection masking despair. Dipping toward his brow, suds trailed to lash-fringed eyes, a blink, subtle, reflexive yet deliberate. Valerie's world suspended, she mirrored the motion, foam grazing the opposing lid. Another blink succeeded by a throat-soft not reflex, but emergence. Heart thundering, she traced his face anew, eyes micro-shifting, no longer abyssal voids, but glimmers of presence. Silence cloaked them, bubbles popping faintly, as she rinsed with reverence, lifting him to towel-swaddled lap. His exhale brushed her skin. For the first time, Eli felt near. Dressing him in azure-striped cotton, Valerie lingered, cradling against her heartbeat. Returning him to the mat, she hovered, transfixed. His gaze, though wandering, held nascent awareness. Tremors coursed her fingers, dismantling the station. This wasn't happenstance. Touch, texture, warmth, something pierced his shell. Nights hence, insomnia gripped her, replaying the miracle. Blink, utterance, subtle track of her palm. Dawn beckoned repetition. Subsequent mornings ritualized the discovery. Basin refilled to wrist-perfect heat, Valerie bore Eli to the watery haven, house slumbering under vaulted ceilings. Suds gathered as before, sponge to forehead, foam teasing lashes, blink. Then, crystalline, Mommy? Messy, primordial yet piercing. Valerie's sponge plummeted, Eli's eyes widened fractionally, hand quivering upward, fingertips grazing her cheek in tremulous quest. She pivoted her palm left, right, his gaze pursued, tentative but true. No hallucination, vision stirred within. Rinsing with hushed precision, she savored his altered stillness. Not absence, but contemplation. Toweling, dressing, lap-holding, his head canted toward her whispers. Eli. Blink. Restraint guided her, no bombardment, just witness. Cleaning yielded to revelation's gravity. Mommy, birthed from depths, perhaps echoed from maternal echoes long silenced. Not hers, yet bestowed upon her gaze. Afternoon found her vigilant by his mat, Eli's blinks sinking with window-gleaned light. Hope flickered, fragile as moth wings. Consistency bloomed. Daily baths unveiled increments, eye tracks of drifting bubbles, coos shadowing suds. Curtains parted bolder, Eli squinted, pursuing beams. Washcloth arcs elicited pursuit. Valerie's thrill warred with caution. Notes secreted beneath mattress chronicled, blinks at 10:17. Post-foam. Yet shadows encroached. Afternoons brought staff with amber vial, drizzling drops into unprotesting eyes. Curiosity piqued. Pilfering the bottle post-departure revealed faded script, expired optic suppressant, blurring vision, dulling response. Midnight searches confirmed, contraindicated for infants, masking perception. Timing aligned cruelly. Post-dose lethargy, pre-dawn vivacity. Valerie's fury simmered. Negligence, malice, cloaked in chores, she observed. Butler's rote administration, Eli's subsequent dimming. Confrontation tempted, but proof demanded patience. Eli's mat-perched blinks, foam-honed reaches affirmed. He saw, suppressed. Late afternoon bathed the dining in amber, basins steaming anew. Valerie knelt, Eli buoyant amid pearls of froth, sponge summoning blinks. Mommy! Clearer, insistent. Footsteps shattered hush. Andrew entered, coat draped, phone aglow. His stride halted at the tableau. Sudsy child, Valerie's poised hand, echoed plea. Brow furrowing. What's this? Tension laced his timbre. Eli pivoted, directly, unwaveringly, toward paternal voice. Andrew fossilized, reciprocity dawning. True sight. Valerie's whisper. The foam. He spoke. Eli's lips curved, genuine, radiant smile. Andrew advanced, crouching waterside. Eli? Splash response, deliberate. You're seeing me. Mommy, to father now, hand questing foam. Valerie recounted blinks, tracks. Andrew's query pierced. How long? Days. Baths unlocked it. Revelation cascaded. Drops surfaced in discourse. Andrew unearthed files. Dr. Kelzer's scrawled script. Valerie's probe unveiled revoked license, infant improprieties. Bottle corroborated, vision veiler. No more, Andrew decreed, voice steel-veined. Nursery vigil, cradling slumbering Eli, paternal vow sealed alliance. Valerie's truths reframed his blindness, not son's, but his own. Drops banished, dawn unveiled metamorphosis, curtains flung wide. Eli tracked sundaggers across tapestried walls, squinting with intent. Toys mobilized, crimson duck waggled, eliciting pursuit, guttural glee. Valerie crafted contrasts, crimson discs, azure stars, flashlit dances, spurring reaches. Mirrors reflected self-touch, recordings captured triumphs. Dr. Sanchez affirmed, partial sight, drops of sabotage reversible. Andrew's guilt ebbed into action. Play rituals, light chases. Eli babbled, propelled, beamed. Mansion thawed. Splashes punctuated baths. Cheers echoed halls. Spoon twists mesmerized. Framed captures immortalized. Legal tempest brewed. Suits against Kelzer, pharma titans. Valerie's affidavits fueled indictments. Hearings exposed fraud. Verdict thundered. Negligence convicted. Precedents shattered. Eli's saga headlined, Foam Seer Baby.